Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this episode, I'll be teaching you how to make this galaxy-themed cake decorated with an airbrush. I have my 8-inch cake going on my Lazy Susan, and I'm rotating my Lazy Susan. That'll do all the work for me. And I'm covering my cake with blue. And I'm making sure to make it sort of uneven because you want some spots to be darker, some spots to be lighter. But my base color for the cake will be blue, so I'm going to cover the whole thing. The sides, and also covering up top as well. Then I'll go in with my purple. First I'll create some darker shades around the cake. Then I'll go in with my purple and create dark lines, but very dispersed dark lines, so they're pretty wide. And here I'm working in circular motions to get a more even coverage. I'm working a lot closer to the cake. And these darker lines will give our cake a lot more depth and make it look a lot more galaxy-like. For the very last step, I'm going in with my black and covering right near the darker lines that I created, kind of going next to them. I'm leaving a lot of spots open where there was a lot lighter color, a lot less shading. That'll create a really nice depth to our cake. And do the exact same thing with your 6-inch. So you can see the blues and the blacks are the most dominant sort of areas. Do the exact same thing, creating those dark lines and then going in predominantly with your black. Remember to keep a lot of that color still in there. It can be hard with an airbrush. You can go overboard really easily, so try to concentrate on not covering too much. Once you're happy with that, add a little bit of buttercream into a piping bag and using a number 1 tip, creating little stars. Now I'm literally touching that piping tip to the cake. I'm barely pressing at all to create those really tiny stars. And I think it looks a lot nicer when you have diversity in sizing. So I created some larger ones, some smaller ones. And I also arranged them in such a way that, yes, they were random, but at the same time, you're kind of leading them in a linear direction. And they're a lot tighter, some are a lot looser. I think that looked really, really nice that way. Then gently prop your 6-inch onto your 8-inch cake. Center it and drop it on. Add a little bit of buttercream up top to stick that cake on. And then using a number 10 tip, I'm going to create a pretty pearl border. So you squeeze, and as you kind of pull back, you're easing up on the pressure. Then starting up right next to it again, overlapping it slightly. And you're done. And that's how you create a galaxy-themed cake decorated using an airbrush. Airbrushes will get really, really messy, so if you don't cover your entire area plus a section of your floor with something, you're likely to get blue everywhere. So what I would recommend is if you are going to use an airbrush, maybe put a box taller than the cake with the sides kind of enclosed around the cake. That way, as you're airbrushing, the box will catch all that excess color in the air. Otherwise, you're in for one hell of a cleanup job, just saying. But yes, that was the tutorial for this week. Thanks guys for tuning in, and I will catch you next time. And if you like, you can subscribe to my channel. I upload a new video every Tuesday and Saturday.